Good day, family. Greetings to you all in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ. It is a Sunday. So today I want us to share from the book of Mark, chapter 5. We can read the whole chapter. I'm just going to highlight a few verses. We can see that from verse 1 to verse 8, we see that Jesus is healing a man who was possessed by demons. And then after healing this man, Jesus says to him, "Go home to your own people and report to them how much the Lord has done for you and how he had mercy on you." So the man did that, and then the Bible says that the people were actually very amazed at that, astonished and amazed. And then as Jesus finished that, he crossed over to the other side of the sea, and then where he met a man came to him. The Bible says that this man was a synagogue leader. He came to him and explained to Jesus, "I have a daughter that is sick and is dying. Can you please come to my house and lay your hand on her so that she can live and get well?" Jesus accepted the invitation, and then as they were going to the man's house, we hear that there was a woman who was sick for 12 years. Now this woman has done everything in her power to heal herself, or to ask for advice, or to go to doctors, and she was actually, now she had no money left because of looking for help. And then we hear that the woman had heard about Jesus Christ, and then the woman actually believed that if this man, they are talking about him, he is so powerful, therefore even me just touching his clothes, I believe that should be enough for me to get healed. And the woman did that, and then the Bible says that the woman touched Jesus' clothes, and then as soon as the woman touched the garment of his and then the woman was healed instantly. And the Bible says that the woman felt in her body that she was healed, and she was relieved from her afflictions. So, and then Jesus asked, "Who touched my clothes?" And then the disciples answered Jesus and said, "You can see that we've got a crowd around you. We've got lots of people rubbing against you, and then you still ask, 'Who touched me?'" And then the Bible says that the woman with fear, and the woman was trembling, and then came to Jesus and kneeled before him. Now, let's understand this. Normally, we say that you do not fear, but believe. So now the woman was not fear. Now the fear of this woman did not take the woman out of Jesus, or did not take the woman away from Jesus, but this fear actually brought the woman closer to Jesus. So I want to say to you that to ask questions, it is not a bad thing. To not knowing, it is not a bad thing. But as long as you want to know, as long as everything that happens to you, it brings you closer to Jesus Christ, or it brings you closer to the Lord. The fear that is not wanted, it is the fear of condemnation. It is the fear of punishment that takes us away from the love of God. If you feel that you are not worthy, and then it takes you away from the love of God, that is not the fear that is wanted. But most of the times in our life, there are a lot of things that we do not know, and therefore fear comes, and then doubt even comes. Will this happen? Will that not happen? That is not a bad thing, but as long as it is not taking you away from the love of God. So let's understand that the fear is for the fear that we do not know, or maybe we are anticipating for things to happen. So we are not sure whether they will happen or not. That is not a problem. It happens to all of us. But the fear that is not wanted, it is the one that will take you away from the love of God. Now in verse 34, we hear that Jesus replies, and then, Jesus says to the woman, "Daughter," he said to her, "your faith has saved you. Go in peace and be healed from your afflictions." Now, what Jesus is saying to this woman, it is not, Jesus did not lay any hands on the woman. Jesus did not do anything to the woman, but it was the faith of the woman that healed her by coming closer to Jesus Christ. So I want to say to you today, do not fear, but instead come closer to Jesus Christ. Your problems that you are facing, the things that you are facing, let those bring you closer to Jesus Christ instead of them pulling you away. If you come closer to Jesus Christ, that is when you will start seeing the answer, or that is when your problems will be solved. That is when your questions will be answered. So whatever we are going through, let that bring us closer to Jesus Christ instead of pulling us away. So that is the first thing I want to say, that let us come closer to Jesus Christ with all our problems. Let us come closer to Jesus Christ with all our uncertainties. Let us come closer to Jesus Christ with all our unknowns, the things that we do not know and the things that we want to know. Let us come closer looking for answers, and it is Jesus that will set us free. Let your faith heal you. All right, and then the third thing we see here is that it is now the daughter that was healed. Now, after Jesus, after the woman was healed, after touching Jesus, now the disciples or the brethren of the men of this synagogue leader came to him, telling him, "Why are you still bothering, or what is the use of bothering the teacher? Because your daughter has died. Your daughter is dead. So leave the teacher to go his way, because your daughter has died." And now it says, the Bible says, Jesus overheard what the men were saying to the synagogue leader. And Jesus says to him, "Do not be afraid, only believe." Do not be afraid, only believe. That is what I want to say today, is that in everything that happens, do not be afraid, but believe in Jesus Christ. We do not have the answers. We may not know what is the problem. We may not have the solutions, but in everything that happens, do not be afraid, but believe in Jesus Christ. And then we hear that Jesus actually came to the man's house, and there was a commotion, people weeping and crying, because they know that the daughter was dead. And Jesus took Peter and some disciples, not everyone, and then went into the man's house, and then with the mother and the father of the daughter. And then actually Jesus healed the daughter, and the daughter was alive, and the daughter was well. And Jesus said, "Give her something to eat." So let us believe in Jesus Christ. No matter what the circumstances might be, no matter what we have seen through, you might have in a situation that you feel now this is over, there is no way out of this. This is the end of it all. This is the end of my life. It does not matter, but with Jesus Christ, as long as you are not afraid and you believe in Jesus Christ, any situation can be healed. Any situation can be solved as long as we are in Jesus Christ. So let whatever you are facing, your uncertainties, whatever you are not sure of, your doubts and all those things, bring them to Jesus Christ. Today I want to say, do not let anything separate you from the love of God. Let everything bring you closer to Jesus Christ. If you feel like falling, make sure that you lean against Jesus Christ. It is better for you to fall towards Jesus and to fall away. No matter what, if you feel that the problems that you are carrying, they are heavy, and you are actually about to fall, make sure that you fall where Jesus Christ is than to fall away from the love of the Lord. So let nothing separate us from the love of the Lord. And may you all be blessed. And I love you all. Thank you.